Hello, everybody. Hi. Um, I'm coming on here today to talk a little bit about my personal path and how that might be of service or helpful to anybody out there who's struggling right now, as so many of us are. And I just wanted to come on and speak some truth because it's unique, and we're doing things that, while we're not inventing the wheel, we are, in a sense, doing these brand new things amongst this whole separate world that's still going on. And we're having to exist sort of in both worlds, even if we can spend most of our time um, out of it and in more of a 5D existence. Um, we still are pulled back into everyday 3D life, and that's just inevitable. It's hard to 100% be out of it when you're going through this process. It's interesting. At least it's been very interesting for me. Um, Probably a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm a stubborn soul, and letting go of things that no longer serve me, I make far more complicated and difficult than it ever needs to be. But I am actually really being called to talk about um, something I think is really important, and not something I've heard a whole lot of people touch on. But it's a realization that I've definitely had, and through the help of my guides, um, and some other tools, I've really been able to get clear on this one thing, and that everybody's process to enlightenment or ascension, or whatever your words you want to use, because it's unique to you. Um, that's what I'm trying to get at here, is that it's unique um, to your soul, right? The plan that you came up with source or your angels or whatever you believe in, okay, God, whatever. I'm not offended by any of it. I hope you're not, right? We are all here to be accommodating to everyone else's beliefs. Um, it's important that we know that there is no wrong or right when it comes to that. Everybody arrives at their own time. Everybody is always on time. Okay? That's why it's super important to stay in our own lane and have our own experiences. And while it is awesome to help others and to share our own experiences with others, it is not awesome to be fixated on the exact journey that we take, and that's how other people need to be moving, because it's not true. You move how you need to move, the next person moves how they need to move. And that is why this whole process is done primarily alone, so we don't get in each other's way, so that we can fulfill our own contract, so we can fulfill our own soul's journey based on what our soul has planned for us, right? And what God has planned for us, or Source has planned for us, the Most High. What He has, God, I call God God, all right? Because I grew up in a very religious family. There's the whole story behind that one too. But in Catholic school, so it's just more of a natural thing for me to call this source energy God. I hope you're not offended. Um, the universe, I also use quite a bit. But I view that as a bit not separate, but it's its own thing. Maybe I'll get into the way and the Tao later, but okay, so the more I open to what that really means to live from a place of authenticity, and to follow just my own path, right? I'm recognizing that a lot of that it's uncharted territory. It doesn't look right compared to what I've been told is right and what's wrong, right? So I'm having to release those limiting beliefs, and that's just part of my journey. Um, as whimsical and idealistic as I am, I still hold myself back um, from expanding further until I release the need to, I guess, latch on to these old ways of believing, thinking, being. Um, that weren't really mine to begin with. They were put on me. They were impressed upon me by the role models and important people in my life who I trusted. Um, and it's no knock to them, but at this point, I have learned I really can't trust anything that doesn't come directly from source. And that's why it's so important that you focus on your own soul's journey. What is right for me may not be right for you because it's just not a part of your mission. It's not a part of your story. I could really knock you off course, or I could really help you out. That's why it's important that you always take it to your guides and that you start to trust those voices in your head. They're really there. They're there to help you. They're there to be your internal GPS. And the more you use that, and the more you lean on that and trust in that, the more that even opens up to you. And I learned recently to even question those voices and to just set boundaries even with those, because sometimes I just need silence. In the stillness and in the silence, that's when the real healing happens in my life. Yeah, so I just hope that some of this has been encouraging to somebody out there. I'm going to speak on something personal. I have struggled more or less with escapism. You might lead that or connect that to addictive behavior for a myriad of reasons, but obviously it all goes back to trauma. It just does. It goes back to feeling uncomfortable and having that trauma not be dealt with or addressed, right? And then my son passed away. You know, we had divorced. So many people passed away. So many people. And going through a divorce and going through the death of a child, and really having to go through that alone for the most part. I just started to drink because I didn't want to deal with the uncomfortable emotions, because it wasn't just from my son's death that it was eventually all the trauma started to surface. Like I couldn't stop it. There was an awakening that happened in my life, and that's a story that I may or may not share with you all, but in around 2017. And after that particular experience happened through intense meditation. It was not planned. It just happened, and it's taken me until now, and it probably will take me a lifetime to catch up to what that did for me. But one of the things was that it released the trauma, all of it. And this was about 2 years after my son passed. And it was a lot. I started having panic attacks and seizures. Who knows? You know, we want to come on here and talk about spell work a lot, and maybe there was a lot of that involved. Maybe not at all. What I do know is that the intensity of Kundalini energy on top of the intensity of the trauma that I had embedded in me was just, it almost took me out. Like, I'm really lucky to be alive. That's not the only thing that's almost taken me out. And so I know if these are things that have happened in my life, this level of trauma and the patterns of it being just so intense and dense, that you all out there, Some of you are going to resonate with this. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. The things that we have gone through to build enough pressure to have the breakthroughs needed for us to collectively ascend. It's been astronomical and it's been really difficult. And if you're anything like me, you don't want to place blame on anybody because this doesn't get you anywhere. At least I've learned the most important thing that you can do for yourself is to learn how to take responsibility for your own actions. Always. Just get used to it. Always find your part in the situation. How can I do this differently next time so this outcome doesn't happen again? It doesn't mean taking responsibility for other people's shit. No. Just take responsibility for yourself. Move on. But I digress. I just, with all of those things that happened, this is clearly uniquely my journey. So the things, the steps and measures that I need to take to heal are going to be uniquely tailor-made for me. It's all tailor-made experience just for me, and it's a tailor-made experience just for you. What your life is, what you've been through, own it. Own it, all of it. It's so important. Love it all, the good, the bad, the ugly. Before your feet hit the ground every morning, take the time to please whoever you pray to, whoever you believe in. God, take the time to say thank you. Thank you for the pressure that's been applied in my life. Thank you for the level ups and the breakthroughs. Thank you for everything that's coming. Thank you for the good, the bad, the ugly, the terrible, the devastating, the bliss, the joy. Thank you for every fucking moment I have felt uncomfortable. And every fucking moment I have laughed from a place of such purity. Thank you. Thank her. Thank them. Just say thank you and have some gratitude. You're still alive. You're still here. You're still doing it. And from that place, me personally, I have felt power. Power. That I never had before. I'm taking my own power back 1 second at a time. And you can do. All you have to do is ask. I want my power back, God. I call my power back. Visualization is a beautiful technique as well. Again, it works for me. You can try it. There's no harm in trying something new. It's really not. I mean, within reason. Please don't persecute me in the comments. But visualize standing at the top of a mountain, just screaming, I claim my power. I take it back. Yeah, and then ask for some help doing that. And then comes in the transmuting, comes in the taking responsibility for your actions, comes in the shadow work, comes in it comes in a time of isolation, but I don't like that word. It's more a time to get comfortable with self, right? Learn your behavior patterns, learn to not judge yourself. It is what it is. Nothing is inherently good or bad, okay? It's all necessary. It's all necessary. All of it. It's not all going to be perfect. Progress, not perfection, is what they say in AA, but I'm telling you, so much of this is life shit. It's not just for people who struggle with addiction. Give me a human who doesn't struggle in some area with excessiveness, addiction, dependence. Come on. Codependency is a fucking way of life these days, people. It is. It's promoted. It's suggested. not healthy. It's just not. I struggle with it every day. Like I question Source and his guidance also every day. It's such an OCD thing too. I get on this OCD thought loop of, am I doing the right thing? Right? Again, back to right and wrong. I'm doing a thing. Alright? Today I'm doing a thing. And if it's not the right thing, or if it's getting me too far off of my path, guess what? I have so much guidance, so much protection, so much love. I'm never gonna get too far off track. I'm just not. Just trust that. Start to love yourself from the inside out. Seriously. It works. I am living proof. Really, I should be dead many times over. Whether that be by my own hands, other people's, by my own behaviors and actions. I just happen chance, like happenstance. But I'm here. And I'm here to promote acceptance of self. Please accept yourself. Just meet yourself right where you're at. Really. If I told you 2 years ago that I weighed 93 pounds, 93 to 98 pounds on average, and I thought that was healthy, would you believe me? Probably not. But I have receipts and I have proof. I told you I went into the hospital in 2017. I weighed 84 pounds. And I was rushed to ICU. Like, there are stories that we all have, ways that we have displayed self-defeating behavior that are very unique to us. That's why our healing journey is so unique to just each individual. Stop with the comparisons. You're not your neighbor. You're not your sister. You're not your mother. You're not your father. You're not your best friend. And you're not the woman who shows up on your TV screen 5,000 times a day who just appears so perfect. She's not. He's not. I'm not. Ain't nobody perfect out here. Stop trying to achieve it. It's impossible. Recognize that God's got your back. Like, he needs you to be imperfect. That's how you learn your lessons, right? Like, we're not gonna grow or learn shit if we're walking around a perfect angel every day, okay? Like, there's this misconception that, like, God's chosen people are perfect, that we come without flaws. What? And that, like, you yourself, like, can't be chosen because you have flaws. That's fucking ridiculous. Wow. You're as chosen as you allow yourself to be. How about that? So stop putting yourself in limiting places by placing limiting beliefs as booby traps all of your life. Okay? Time to start releasing the boulders that are holding you back, whatever that is in your life. Okay? Like, you don't have to identify as an addict. You don't have to identify as an overspender. You know why? Because these are things that you can change. Absolutely. It doesn't mean the rest of your life is ruined because your landscape is going to look a little different. Then you start living from a place where you really want the best for yourself, for your highest good. Everything seems to fall into place. But also, sometimes what's for your highest good, it's hard to comprehend on a 3D level. Our egos. Oh, that's a story for another day. But know that your ego is an important facet of your whole self. It is what allows for you to have a separate experience. And yes, we are all becoming one. We are. That's the beauty of this. But we need to have our separate experiences for that to happen. So the ego is something to be celebrated, and it's something to be tempered, not removed. Not, you can't, it's not going to go away. You'd be dead. You would be. Your ego's here. It's here to be tamed. People say ego death. That's a taming of your ego. That's a changing of the guards, in a sense, where you start to live from a place of your higher self, and where your ego becomes a friend, becomes a part of you, becomes a healthier part of you. When you can learn to parent your inner child, right? Discipline your ego, right? And do it with love and care and grace for you, for your every part of you. Everything starts to integrate. And balance just starts to happen naturally. You know, we cannot fear these things that are inherently us. It doesn't make any sense. I just think there's a lot of information out there that it's up for grabs. And yes, your perspective is needed on all of it. But let's again come from an authentic place here, and let's be real about what we can and cannot be, can and cannot do. That ego's here to stay. I know when I'm talking to my guides, when I'm talking to my higher self, and some of the comments and things get a little ludicrous, and even I'm like, that seems like there's ego involved. That seems like an ego-based thought, a fear-based thought, right? And I start to question that. Sometimes I literally, and I have a visualization in my head of what my ego looks like, right? And I take my ego and I don't chain it per se, but I put it in timeout, and I say, I need this time with my higher self. I need this time to understand some things without your influence. So you're going to sit over here. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to have this conversation. Because this conversation is going to lead to growth for all of us. Yeah, so I think that's about all I have for now. Yeah, it's been 23 minutes. Shit, I didn't pull any cards. Let's just see what Spirit has to say about this conversation, and if there's anything we need to know for today. Huh? Simple as that. I love that. I love these cards, by the way. All right, is that not beautiful? The illustrations on these things are fabulous. Oh, gave us a lot. So today, Ace of Wands. So that's indicative of passionate, inspired action. It's like the hand of God coming down and just flipping a switch in your soul, and it resonating throughout your whole being. Can you imagine that? Right? Because the Ace is all, God has a hand in those kinds of things happening in your life. This inspired action, it's beautiful. Next we have the King of Wands. Again, love this. You see this in the background? This lion. He's got his wand. And look at that imagery. It's beautiful. It's like me against the world, but I'm confident. I've reached a new level. I've reached new heights. God turned me on, buddy. This is so much passion. So much fire. Yes, this is self-confidence. Do you see? You've got the red. You've got orange. You've got yellow. You've got... You've got your lower chakra system radiating. Lit the fuck up. Yeah, I like it. We're talking about intense creativity. This is my favorite card in this deck. It is so beautiful. The Two of Cups. The partnership card. The divine partnership card. And that's how I'm taking it. Okay? So we have this intense passion and creativity. Coupled with the level up. He's a king. She's a king. Standing in their power. Yes. Pouring into themselves. We're pouring into ourselves as God pours into us. Chicken or the egg. Or whatever. Where we place our attention, that then grows. So if we're pouring into it, we catch the spark God's giving us with this Ace of Wands. Plus our level up because we've been pouring into ourselves. Yeah, using our energy. All that releasing that we've been doing, right? All those boulders, all those lessons, releasing them, getting them right to God. Right to God. Using Archangel Michael, like, please help me release what does not serve my highest good, right? That energy gets transmuted and comes directly back through our crown chakra as universal life force energy right back to us, right? But anyway, so we've been pouring into ourselves, right? But God's also been pouring into us. So we're hand in hand in partnership with the divine, with our own unique, energetic, creative spark, with the truth. With the truth. With God's truth. That's inherent and alive within every single one of us. We just have to step into the flow, trust self, come from a place of love and honesty and respect for self, and know you can't really do any wrong. Clearly, you're not going to go out stealing and raping and pillaging. But of course, those wouldn't be decisions for your highest good, would they? So I'm not here to preach about, just drink water and fast all the time and read your Bible. And you know what? That's not me. That's not what I'm being called to do. And in fact, sometimes I even eat a little weed. Like, it's okay. I think somebody out there needs to hear that. Like, I needed to hear it. And God brought some readers into my life that opened that up within me. Like, it's okay. Really, don't go out and do a bunch of illegal shit. Don't get in trouble. Don't spend all your days stoned. It's about moderation and it's about temperance. But sometimes during these, like, periods of ascension that are really tough, if that's something that's a part of your life, or if it finds its way to you, like, seriously, and it's from a trustworthy source, like, I don't think God has a problem with that. I don't know. I keep struggling. Maybe you can help me out. I keep struggling with, is that an ego-based thought, or is it like it's medicine, literally medicine? But I do also feel like the more I ascend, the less that's gonna be a tool that I use. But it is an ascension tool, and I'm being told actually to tell you that it's an ascension tool. It is, hands down. Just like herbal tea is actually, you might think it's tiny, you might think it's not a big deal. It's incredibly good for you. Oh yeah. Yeah, the dandelion root, and the cardamom, and the cinnamon, and the clove, all of the anti-inflammatory agents that come with what those things are. When you put that in your body every day, yeah, your body's gonna be nice and detoxed and not inflamed from the inside out. How is that bad for you? Get yourselves. I love the Yogi brand because, yeah, I got a bunch of them in here today. But they have like little sayings on them that are really amazing and just a really nice way to start your day. Like, your inner self is your inner guide. Let your need be to help those in need. It's beautiful. And your actions prove your greatness. Right? Come on. And delicious. Anyway. So, we have the equal give and take card. Right now, what this is telling me is that we are sitting in a place of awakened inspiration and creativity, divinely inspired passion. And it's telling us to, we're connecting with the truth. Stop doubting yourself. Really. If I could span in on this, let's see if I can here. Right there. Do you see that? See that? For those of you who knows a little bit about tarot, that's pretty beautiful. And that's what our guides and at the bottom of the deck is the Four of Wands. Celebration, unity, coming together, partnership, marriage. Right? Let's see if there's anything else. This is beautiful. Come on, you all. Wow. I know it's been really dense the last couple of days. Something tells me things are about to get a lot lighter. Blessings are coming in. They're really coming in. Just have to believe. That's really a big part of this. Believe in what you cannot see. Believe it into existence. On top of, changing your diet and starting to drink more herbal tea and changing your thoughts around about some things that maybe some people have impressed upon you are not good. Maybe starting to recognize they're not. Like, it's just not that serious. I mean, it is, but it's just not that serious, you all. It's not. Smile, have some fun, stop being a stick in the mud. If you don't want all that mucky muck, don't hold on to it. Fucking release it. It's time to be happy. It's time to dig deep and make your inner child free. Set that kid free. Live from that place. Just know you have to have a little bit of discipline as an adult. But please go to the park. Skip if you don't want to run. Walk if you don't want to. Just go do something. Be alive. You're not dead. Get out. Experience life. Because if it's marriage and celebration that God is trying to give us through this divine inspiration, through this intense creativity and passion and truth, we cannot live from that place sitting inside our homes. I can't live from that place, no offense. Spending all my time making this video. It's beautiful outside where I'm at. I'm gonna go enjoy the fuck out of it. Alright, anything else? Wow. Wow. action. Looks like we have King of Wands energy that's taking intense, passionate action, right? To fill his own cup through God's divine intervention and help, right? And by filling his own cup, yeah, by speaking truth, it's bringing about justice, karmic justice. Do you see that? You don't have to go and seek out this justice yourself. You don't have to be vengeful. You don't have to do anything but forgive. Forgive yourself first. Forgiving others will come pretty easily after you learn to forgive yourself. It's true. There seems to be an equal give and take here of truth and justice. Wow. So that tells me that God is balancing out the scales. In my life, in your life, in this realm in general. Yeah. It's time to stop sitting in the place of darkness, sitting in all the lack, all the fear. We're done with that. We're done with that, right? Anything, anybody, any place that threatened to or put you in a low vibrational state, put you in a situation, put you in a state of mind where you didn't believe in self, you didn't believe that good things were possible for you or that you deserved good things, had you self-destructing to the point of almost killing yourself, to trying to kill yourself, had you in a place so low you really believed that this was your destiny, please know that is unacceptable. That's limiting. It's not for you. It's not ever going to be for you again. Right? Never was for you. But what it did do was it spurred your growth. It made you one hella strong soul and individual. Now it's time to rise up. It's time to sit on your throne. Yeah. You know, if you've done the work, you'll know. You'll resonate with this for sure. All right. Anything else? Thank you so much, you all, if you've made it this far, seriously, thank you. Because I have a tendency to ramble. But I am greatly appreciative because this, I feel like, is the start of many messages. At least I hope so. This felt good on my end just to speak about this stuff and a couple of things that I've learned. Again, I'm not trying to impress on you all to do anything other than what you are being told to do by your own guides and your own team and your own intuition. That's really my message. It's just to trust yourself. All right? And just know you're not alone. Like, I'm out here, I'm over here doing it too. And it's hard. And I cry. And I get pissed. And I also learn emotional regulation. And I learn how to take responsibility for my emotions and for my triggers and for myself. Okay? I'm not 1,000% self-sufficient. I'm not. I'm really not. Like, I'm not here to lie to you and to tell you that the good things only come to you when you reach this level or when you can claim that you're this. That's not the truth. We want to hear truth. The truth is God wants you to try. He wants you to try. And he wants you to be okay with the outcome as long as you try. That's it. You're allowed to fuck up. It's a lot about fucking up. That's how we grow. That's how that pressure creates growth. Really is. All you have to do is try. It's that simple. But try and stay in your lane. Live your path. Walk your truth. Yeah. Pour into yourself. And heal. Four of Swords. It's going to bring healing. It just is. But you actually, and this is hilarious, this is sitting right here. Ask, and it is given. If you don't ask for help, for guidance, for abundance, for limitlessness, your guides can't give them to God. Can't. It's not going to happen. You have to ask. Don't sit and stew in the why in the fuck is this not happening for me. Think to yourself, have I asked for what I'm waiting for? And am I at a place where I can understand that maybe what I've asked for isn't going to come to me exactly how I picture it coming to me? But it is going to come to me from a place of my highest good. But I have to ask. Yeah. So, there's that. Anything else? Anyway. If it's meant for you, it'll come to you. I promise you that. Peace of mind. Just these intense feelings of love. Unconditional love. And like this magnetism, right? That like you know you're manifesting. When you're in it, freaking be in it. Love it. Just love yourself. Love everything for what it is. Just stay on your path, man. Like you get off a little bit, don't judge yourself. Get back on. This life is too short. Life is too short for all the judgments. Ugh. I'm over it as there starts. Let's say I love that one as well. The sun. Always illuminated by the sun. I think it's my favorite tarot card. It can stand for a lot of things. But you've got justice. The Hierophant in this deck is my God card. Normally it's the sun, but I love this depiction of God. It can be secret society, it can be dogma, it can be, limiting beliefs, it can be marriage, it can be just a very, very, very wise individual, practitioner, whatever. But I'm taking this as God, right? And if God is turned up the energy and the creativity and the sparks and the passion, right? And we've leveled up. We now hold within us the confidence. We've healed our lower chakras, sweethearts. We just have, and it's time to start believing in ourselves, believing in our healing, believing that we've leveled up, believing in ourselves. Yes, God believes in us. We have every right to believe in ourselves, right? Here he is showing up here. Right? Truth in equal exchange with justice. That's God's will. It's God's will. And now look at us standing at the top of the damn wheel. Standing at the top of it. Right? Not the wobbly shit. Standing at the top. That's God's will. You think you're not going to get blessed? You're blessed every day when you wake up, first of all. You're in the middle of your miracle right now. If you don't realize that, I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, I'm going to close this out. I don't know if I'll post this or not, but I'm just trying to practice speaking to no one and everyone. It's not easy, but I'm being called to. So, with that being said, what came out was the Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and the Six of Swords, which I do want to point out is 3 and 3 is 6, and then 6 on the other side. So standing at the top of the wheel, and what comes after that, I'm seeing is a hell of a lot of balance. It's a balance of love. It's a balance of teamwork, partnership, and full on moving on to calmer waters. Like in the biggest sense that you yourself can think of, because as Marilyn Monroe once said, and I'm paraphrasing this, our limits are what we create in our own mind. We self-impose our limits, or we hang on to other people's imprints on us and what their limiting beliefs are. I have alluded to some food issues that I dealt with for way more than half my life. Those initial thoughts and beliefs around food, funny enough, I wasn't born with that trauma. That trauma was passed on to me, put on to me, and I don't blame the person who did that in any way at all. I have absolute compassion and empathy for that person because I've lived it. I've lived the struggle, and I'm here on the other side, and I'm telling you, it's never not a struggle. It's just a gentle releasing in every moment of those things I know do not serve my highest good. Those behaviors, those thought patterns, I know where they came from. I'm not mad. Because if I am taking the time to actually sit in the stillness, to cultivate stillness and heal, it stops with me. It stops with me. And that's all my ancestors needed, was for somebody to come along and say, you know what, enough is enough, it stops with me. It's all anybody's asking you to do. If you so feel the need, then do the work. We're gonna, all those of you who I'm talking to who have, you know what I'm talking about. There's a sense of accomplishment. There's no animosity. And there really never has been. I don't know. I'm thinking for myself on that one. Not so much. Just an acknowledgement that this is a responsibility that I have. And it took me a while to step into those big girl shoes, but gotta do it. Gotta do it. All right, I've talked to you all too long, so I think we're gonna leave with that. Oh, how about this? So there's balance coming. It's here. It's actually here. No, my guys are. You know what? What am I? Get excited. It's really here. It is. Sometimes God just blesses you with everything you've ever wanted and more. And that's wish fulfillment. I'm really, really excited for you all. Seriously. We deserve it. You deserve it. You too. Smile. Be happy today. Go outside and do something for your inner child. Do something for you. I know a lot of self-care is incorporating things that we don't necessarily want to do, like starting to eat better, or starting to run a couple times a week on top of eating better. You know, these are things that we contractually actually told God we would do. It's eventually we would get on board with taking care of our vessel. But that doesn't mean that you're not allowed to eat a piece of chocolate, or like get an ice cream cone, or eat lasagna if you know, haven't been indulging, or whatever that is. Are you kidding me? It's about balance. Yeah. Treat yourself today. Show the universe that you accept the treats coming your way by treating yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself deeply. Love yourself and don't care if anybody else is going to love you. It doesn't matter. That's the point. You got you. And you have so much support and so much love. Pour it into yourself and see what happens. See what happens. That's all I'm saying. Just try it. Try it. Stop saying I can't. Every time you catch yourself saying I can't, say I can 10 times behind it. I can. And feel it. Feel it in your gut. Feel that shit. Feel your power. Own your power. You've got this. You do. You absolutely have this. Nothing is too hard for you because nothing is too hard for God. It doesn't matter what your situation looks like. It just doesn't. Well, we got a little wish fulfillment. We got moving on to calmer waters. We've got a balance of love and teamwork and camaraderie and soul family coming in strong. Because we're single. We're independent. We're self-sufficient. All right? That's right. That's right. I'll take a little 9 of Pentacles any day. Kidding me, honey? And that's just it. Even if you are in your head about, but I'm not self-sufficient or I'm not independent or, okay. But maybe according to your own really harsh standards and expectations, you don't live up to what 9 of Pentacles looks like to you. Fine. But maybe you're restricting yourself. Maybe you really are self-sufficient, independent, strong. Yeah, you are stand on your own. Maybe you are, just the way you are. Or you're getting there. So don't focus on but I'm not this and I'm not. Start patting yourself on the back. Start loving yourself. Yeah. You know what? That validation is not always going to come from outside sources. It's just not. You've got to learn how to validate self. It's a part of living in this 9 of Pentacles energy, is learning how to validate yourself and not seek it from other people and not seek it from sex and not seek it from going on dates every night of the week. Like, you can, sure, but is it really giving you and providing you with a sense of fullness? Is it of being full and whole? Is it giving you that, really? Think about that. What does provide you with a feeling of wholeness? What are those activities that you do for yourself or that you have done? Because a lot of times, I don't know about you all, but if you're so used to living in a place of self-defeat, what feels comfortable is actually what is the self-defeating pattern. So it's sometimes just learning that feeling uncomfortable. It's only going to feel uncomfortable for a little bit. You gotta make the perspective switch. Use a little logic, use a little heart. Is this good for me? It's feeling a little uncomfortable, but is it better than giving away my energy and my power to people I don't even know every day? Yeah, I choose to sit in a place of uncomfortability for a little bit because it's healthier, because this uncomfortable won't be uncomfortable forever. Now I'm really rambling, but we've got the Knight of Wands and we have the Ace of Cups. Guys, gals, peoples. We're moving on to calmer water. All of us, we've all worked together to do this. As Gandhi says, be the change you want to see in the world. And how I take that, how I perceive that, is that if you take responsibility for self and you choose to heal yourself, stop focusing on everybody else's lane, go within, focus on you. If everybody were to choose to do that, to leave everyone else alone for a second and to just focus on their own healing, we would have a whole world full of people that were healing. See how that ego is needed, right? See how the separate experience is needed. But if each individual, if that was their goal, and they were taking steps every day towards this goal of just being a better version, a more healed version, a more aware, awakened version, right? If everybody made the choice to do that, literally, we would be the change we want to see. It's that simple. So we have all of this balance, all these people getting on board with doing just that. That's teamwork. In the end, at the end of the day, we as one are working together to produce higher levels of consciousness, to open everything and everyone up to it, and a brand new way of life, a brand new way of being independent, self-sufficient, and free, that doesn't have anything to do with what it looks like in the Matrix or in the real 3D sense. It has everything to do with taking responsibility for self. If you still need some help financially, I'm not knocking that. I need help financially right now still. In order to accomplish and achieve these levels of healing and releasing, I absolutely have needed help from other places. Yeah, and I am incredibly grateful. Very grateful. Very, very, very grateful. And when it's my time to take on these areas where I've needed help and to make them my own, God's going to let me know that, and that's going to be opened up to me, and it's going to be my time to do that, and I'm not rushing a fucking thing. And you shouldn't either. You cannot rush your healing. I think that's it's a song by a beautiful, beautiful artist. His name is Trevor Hall. Type it in, Trevor Hall, normal spelling. You can't rush your healing. Ugh, what a beautiful song. So real. But anyway, yeah. So we've got, again, Knight of Wands speaks of a lot of passion, like unadulterated. This is the feeling it gives me, like, and you're like a teenager about it, right? It's a little bit provocative, and it's a little bit wild, and like it's a lot of passion. If it's not handled properly, it can be quite destructive, but it doesn't have to be, right? In the upright, it's not. And got a lot of passion and love out here and teamwork. I love this. And yeah, right? Ace of Cups, baby. It's getting filled. I mean, it's getting filled to be overflowing, you all. We've got this. Oh. And then we have Empress. Love the illustrations. Right. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. No, I don't get my nails done. You're not gonna see me. That's just not me. Alright? I'm not knocking anybody who does. I think it's beautiful. I use my hands a lot. And they're pretty utilitarian, just like my feet. I don't know. This is me being authentically me, and I'll leave it at that. There's love coming in. A lot of love, a lot of nurturing, a lot of empathy and understanding, a lot less being alone. And if you get what I'm saying, I think you get what I'm saying. But I don't like when people say that. So you know what? No, let me express exactly what I mean. I mean that when your GPS internal system turns on and you start getting the guidance and these voices become louder and you start to really lean into it and listen to them, that's the nurturing and that's the love. And they're going to say a lot of very nice things to you. Believe it, lean into it, Don't question it. Know you deserve to hear nice things. You've not heard a lot of nice things your whole life. You've been put down. You've been really put in a place of like believing that you are busted and disgusted and worthless and that you are only meant to be talked down to. Some of us didn't even know we were being talked down to. I resonate with that for sure. That we were being tricked, made fun of, laughed in right in our faces, just laughed at. But look at where we're at now. Working together. I don't think we're losers at all. I think we're winners, and we always have been. And we took it upon our souls, took it upon themselves. How do you state that? Anyway, to come here and be a part of this and do this. Be proud of yourself. Stop being so fucking hard on yourself. You're a little ray of God, right? A little ray of God in a vessel, in a vehicle, here to do a job, but you're also here to enjoy yourself. You're here to enjoy it. It's not all work. It's legit play. Lean into the feel goods. Really, you're doing an awesome job. You have been doing an awesome job the whole time. Even when you were failing, you were learning the lessons you needed to learn to get to where you're at right now. And that's all that's been. Now you get to let it go. Don't forget to release. Don't forget to visualize the boulders. Visualize handing them off to the very hands of God and know that He's transmuting that shit. Just ask Him, hey, can I hand you some heavy shit? I'm done. I'm tired of holding on to it. He's gonna say yes. Please, I've been waiting for you to ask. Asking it is given. and then that energy just gets transmuted and it comes back to you so pure, so beautiful. And with that pure energy, life of force energy just coming right into your crown and right directly back to you because of the work you've done. It's amazing. You get to take that and you get to pay it forward. You get to go and help other people. Don't ever think that what you're doing is pointless or a waste of time. It's not. Open your mouth and speak your truth. That's what I'm doing today. Speak your damn truth. Come through. I want to hear your truth. I cannot wait to hear your truth. I want to hear what you have to say because you're a piece of the puzzle. You out there, yes, you. You are a piece of the puzzle. We need your truth. Get on board. Start loving yourself. Who freaking cares about the negative comments? The people out there who need to hear what you have to say, they're gonna get to you. You're gonna get to them. And it's gonna be beautiful. And this is how we start to connect and help. This is how we step outside of ourselves. You're not... I was so afraid I would be misleading people or lying to people. I'm not doing any of those things because that's not my intention. It's not my intention at all. I'm just speaking God's truth. I'm simply the vessel. I'm simply the voice, one of many. So let's do it. Let's rise up. It's time. It's part of your blessing. It's part of your inheritance. You gotta open your mouth. I'm not gonna beg you, but I am going to encourage you. And if you're just now getting on that path, just now waking up, don't compare yourself to me or to anybody else. Because what you have locked away inside of you that's going to come to the surface the more you heal might be the key to everything. You just never know. You never know until you try. And if you don't ask, you can't receive. With that, I'm going to leave you. I hope you have the most magnificent, beautiful, fabulous day. And please know that I love all of you very, very much. I'm connected to all of you. I love you. I'm sending you so much love and light and incredible strength on this healing journey that we're all on. We can do this. I believe in you. I really, really believe in you. Until next time, namaste.